All right, and we are live. Welcome back with Murphy Mac to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast. Happy Monday. Hope y'all did something today to start your week off right. Did something to work towards your goals. Went to the gym, worked out, went for a run, went for a walk, meal prepped your foods, ate healthy, whatever that may look like for you. If not, today's the day to flip that switch and do it right for the rest of the week. But the topic for today's podcast is top 10 diet hacks or diet tips, diet tricks to help you hit your fitness goals, whether that be losing weight, building muscle, maintaining your current fitness levels, whatever your goals are in your fitness journey. I'm going to give y'all some diet hacks today to help you achieve those goals. But first, y'all know I got to update you about myself. Thanksgiving was Thursday. Had a great time with all the fam. I went to 4 different Thanksgivings on Thanksgiving, so I had plenty of food. Ate a lot. I tried to pace myself throughout the day, so I didn't eat too much. But that being said, I did indulge in all the holiday festivities. And then, of course, y'all know we had the one and only, the Iron Bowl on Saturday. And no, we did not pull it off. But I'm not mad at all. We played way better than I ever expected us to play. So I can't be mad at the team at all. They played their hearts out. Honestly, I'm just glad that we were even in the game in the first place because realistically, they should have blew us out. So we played good, not mad at all. Seeing good progress within the team. So we got some hope coming into next season. So I'm looking forward to what we got coming up in the next few years. But congratulations to the Alabama team. They played great. Can't take it away from them. That was a great play at the end. Honestly, never thought they was going to catch that ball ever. It was almost like a kick six level of play. Not quite quick six level, but it was on up there. It'll definitely go down as one of the great Iron Bowls. It'll be talked about for many years to come. It literally came down to Alabama's last play. So it'll be one of those that continues on for years and years. And honestly, I'm just glad that I got to watch it and kind of not be a part of the game, but be invested into the game. So yeah, enough about that. Let's hop into the fitness topic of today, which is top 10 diet hacks for your fitness journey. I got 10 different hacks for y'all. First and foremost, number 1, we're going to start off with mindful eating. So what is mindful eating? This means paying attention to what you're eating while you're actually eating. So eliminate distractions during your meals. So for an example could be turning off the TV, put your phone away, quit watching videos while you're eating because this is going to distract you. It's going to take your mind off what you're actually doing. You need to be focused on what you're actually eating. And you may not think that this could be beneficial, but it actually is. Like, you don't realize how much you eat when you're not paying attention to it. Like if you're just watching a YouTube video, if you're listening to this podcast, or if you're doing something not focused on your food, you're going to end up probably eating more than what you would otherwise. So just practice mindful eating, paying attention to what you're actually eating while you're eating it. So take some time to appreciate the actual flavors of the food, the texture of the food. So like engage your senses more on each bite. Take smaller bites, chew slower, and just be mindful about what you're doing when you're actually eating. Number 2, portion control. This one's huge. Portion control is huge because it's a simple thing that we can do to make us eat less or to eat more, depending on what your goal is. So if you're trying to lose weight, use a smaller plate. That way you can physically only put so much food on the plate. You can't overload your plate because your plate is small. This is going to help you naturally control your portion size. It's going to limit how much food you can eat because you can only fit so much on your plate at once. And it's not going to make you feel like you're eating less because you're still filling up your plate all the way. So it's like a subconscious thing that you still have a full plate, but your plate's smaller. So in return, you're eating less food, which is a good thing. So before reaching for those seconds, pause, assess the situation, and ask yourself, are you truly still hungry? Or are you just going to get seconds because there's extra food left over and you think you need seconds? Number 3, hydration. You want to aim to drink water not only before each meal, but literally all day. You should be hydrating all day. But a little hack that you can do is drink a glass of water before each meal to help control your appetite and your overeating. This will kind of stretch your stomach out a little bit to make you feel more full than what you actually are because you're putting all that water in your stomach. So this can kind of trick your mind a little bit into thinking that you're full, so you won't eat as much. So that's a quick little hack that you can do, and I would suggest doing it before every meal. But honestly, you should be drinking water all day anyways. And the best way to do that is carry a reusable water bottle to help you stay hydrated throughout the day. Get you around a 32 ounce, 40 ounce. Don't get one too big. Don't get one of those big giant jugs because you ain't going to carry it around. I see people all the time that when they decide they want to start eating healthy and working out, they get these big old giant jugs, like a gallon, and they carry it around. And I'm just like, that's not going to last. You're not going to keep doing that ever. You may carry it around for like a week. After that, you're not going to carry that thing around. It's way too big, way too bulky, way too heavy. It's just not convenient. Don't get in that big old giant jug. You ain't going to carry it around. So get you something like a 32 ounce or so, something that's reasonable to actually carry around that you can actually refill and drink throughout the day. Number 4, balanced macros. So what are macros? Macros are macronutrients. And when it comes to fitness, what we're talking about is proteins, most important, and then fats and carbs. Those are the 3 macros that we want to focus on. So you want to make sure that your meals have a mix of lean proteins, complex carbohydrates, and healthy fats. So some examples of lean proteins are chicken and fish. Some examples of a complex carb is quinoa and sweet potatoes. And then an example of healthy fats are avocados and nuts. So you want to aim to eat a balance of these. Depending on what your goals are, you're going to change the percentage of each one of these. So you want to experiment with different ratios to find what works best for you, best for your energy levels, and for your fitness goals. If you want to build muscle, we want to boost that protein up a little bit more than if we was going to lose weight. So I would suggest just some rough estimates that you can use is 40% protein, 30%, depending on what your goals are, 30% carbs, 20% fats. Well, no, that don't even add up right. I would honestly say 50% protein. It just depends. If you're trying to lose weight, you're going to adjust those a little bit. And if you're trying to build muscle, obviously you want to bump up the protein a little more. But what you can do is type in your age, your weight, your sex, and what your goals are on the Google, and it'll give you some macro percentages to stay within, depending on like your body type. I can't give you an end all be all number because it's going to be different for everybody. So yeah, you just got to experiment with different ratios, find what works best for you, and then run with that. Number 5, meal planning, or what I like to call meal prepping. This is what I do. Set aside time each week to plan and prep your meals. Ensure that you have nutritious options readily available. This will help you stick to your goals because you've already put in the time and effort to prepare the food, cook the food, separate the food out into meal containers, and you have it there easily available. All you got to do is pop in the microwave and eat it. It's going to help you stick to your goals. You're not going to have to think about what you're going to eat for lunch that day because you already got it made. You ain't got to go to the fast food restaurant, buy some food. It's cheaper. You're going to save money cooking it yourself. Yeah, you do have to spend a little more time doing it. But hey, if you got goals, you got to do what you got to do. So you want to batch cook it and then store your meals in the fridge. This is what I do. I cook 5 meals for my lunches every week. And honestly, it's probably the best thing that I've ever done when it comes to helping me hit my fitness or my diet goals. It's just super convenient. And once you start doing it, you're not gonna want to go back. Like, you save money, you eat healthier, you save time. Because yeah, you may spend a little more time up front when you meal prep all the food, but throughout the rest of the week, you save time over the few days because you don't have to drive to the restaurant and get some food. You don't have to go take off work, whatever you're doing, stop what you're doing and go get some food. You already got it made. So just pop it in the microwave and you're good to go. Number 6, smart snacking. This is a big one because I used to be a big snacker. I'm not really a big snacker anymore because I've kind of dialed it back a lot using these little techniques. But I know a lot of people like to snack, especially when you're sitting at home and snacks are just readily available. I notice I snack the most when I'm at home because there's food in the pantry and it just calls my name. I can't help it. I go and get the snacks. But if I'm out doing things and I'm busy, I don't ever think about snacking. So I try not to put myself in those situations to where snacks are readily available. But if you are going to snack, have healthy snacks available. That way you reach for those rather than the more unhealthy ones. So snacks like Greek yogurt, berries, apple slices, nut butter, protein bars, fiber, any kind of like fiber bar or something. These are good healthy snacks that you can use to, one, get a snack so it kind of satisfies that hunger craving that you have. But two, it's healthy food. So you're getting the nutrients from it, you're getting the vitamins from it, things like that. And it satisfies your sweet tooth or whatever you're trying, like when you're trying to snack, it satisfies that hunger. So keep healthy snacks on hand to avoid reaching for less nutritious options when your hunger strikes. That's number 6, smart snacking. Number 7, mindful indulgences. So what do I mean by that? I mean, allow yourself small servings of your favorite treat occasionally. Let me repeat that. Occasionally. Allow yourself a small serving of your favorite treat occasionally. This way, you can savor each bite without having that guilt. So, this is exactly what I did on Thanksgiving just this past week. I allow myself to indulge in all the Thanksgiving desserts. And I don't feel bad about it because I stuck to my diet super strict all week last week because I knew on Thursday I was going to pig out. So I set myself up to allow some extra calories in my diet that day. So I don't feel bad about it because I prepared for it. And then after Thanksgiving, I got right back on track where I'm normally at. So you got to allow yourself these indulgences every now and then. That way you don't just go off the deep end and just straight splurge and eat way more than what you really should. So eat some small. Don't deprive yourself of the things that you actually like, the things you really enjoy. Just enjoy those things, but do it in small servings. Do it in an allowable amount. Don't overdo it. Don't fall off the deep end and just eat a whole pie or a whole pizza or whatever it is for you. Focus on the overall balance of your diet rather than restricting certain foods completely, especially those foods that you really enjoy. Don't restrict those. Number 8, intuitive eating. So what is intuitive eating? This just means listen to your body's hunger and fullness signals. Don't focus on following a strict schedule. And I find myself falling into this same problem because during the week when I'm at work, I normally eat at the same exact time every day just because that's what works for my work schedule. And sometimes this can be a problem, but don't just eat because you think it's time for you to eat. If you're not hungry, don't eat. Or if you get hungry earlier, eat a little earlier. So listen to your body's hunger cues and eat then. Now, if you're hungry all the time, then that's going to be a problem. Don't just eat all day because you felt like you're hungry all day. Pay attention to how different foods make you feel and how you can adjust your choices accordingly to how those foods make you feel. So listen to your body. Don't necessarily get on a set schedule. I mean, I know it's going to be hard for some of y'all to do that because when you're at work, you only have certain times that you can go eat. Obviously, if that's your case, then hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to eat then, and that's okay. Number 9, nutrient dense foods. Just include nutrient dense foods in your diet. Pretty much all the food you eat should be nutrient dense foods. So you want a variety of colorful fruits, vegetables, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. Include these in your meals. This will give you a broad range of nutrients. This way you're getting all the vitamins and minerals and things like that you need. Opt for whole, unprocessed foods, over highly refined and packaged options. Avoid these at all costs. I always say if it's got a long shelf life or a long expiration date, it's probably something that you shouldn't be eating. Get single ingredient foods and stick with those, and you can't go wrong. All right, number 10, consistency over perfection. Aim for a balanced and sustainable approach to eating. Allow for those occasional deviations, so allow yourself to have that dessert every now and then this way you don't derail all the progress that you've made already. You don't want to just restrict yourself for a week straight, and then on Saturday comes rolls around, you just absolutely splurge on something and you ruin all the progress that you've made all week. You got to have consistency over perfection. You don't have to be perfect. You can literally have those desserts every now and then in certain portions, but don't overdo it because then you're setting yourself back from step 1. A tip is to focus on long-term consistency rather than striving for that perfection in every meal. Your meal don't have to be perfect. You just want to be consistent over time. Don't think of it on a day-to-day basis or a meal-to-meal basis. Think of it on a week basis because you could eat good 5 days a week. Monday through Friday, you could eat good, be perfect. And then on Saturday, you could completely ruin your whole week's worth on that one day because you just splurged. Because you thought in your head, oh, I did good the last 5 days. I can kind of do what I want this day. That's not necessarily the case. You can ruin those last 5 days just from splurging on the one Saturday. So instead of thinking of it from a day-to-day basis, think of it of a week-to-week basis. So on that whole entire week, how did you do? Did you do good throughout the week or did you overdo it? So that's the 10 diet hacks that I have for you. So to summarize those diet hacks, number 1, mindful eating. Pay attention to what you're doing while you're actually eating. Number 2, portion control. Limit how much you're eating by using simple hacks like using a smaller plate. Number 3, hydration. Drink water throughout the day. Drink a glass of water before every meal. This will help you be more full before you eat. Number 4, balance macros. Figure out what your goals are and what macro percentages that you need, and then kind of mess around with the ratios to figure out what helps suit you the best. Number 5, meal planning or meal prepping. Batch cook food days in advance. That way you're not so likely to eat out. It's more convenient to have pre-made food for you so you can just pop it in the microwave and you're good to go. Number 6, smart snacking. Keep healthy snacks readily available. Number 7, mindful indulgences. Let yourself have those sweets. Let yourself have that dessert every now and then, but keep it in limited portions. Don't overdo it. Number 8, intuitive eating. Listen to your body's hunger cues. Listen to your body's fullness signals. When you feel full, stop eating. If you're hungry, then eat. If you're not hungry, don't eat. It's pretty simple. Number 9, make sure you're eating nutrient-dense foods, whole foods, unprocessed, colorful fruits, vegetables, things like that. And number 10, consistency over perfection. Look at your diet throughout the whole week and just be consistent over the whole week rather than try to be perfect each and every meal. So that's all I got for y'all today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hope y'all got something from the podcast today. I hope you can apply it into your own fitness journey. And if y'all like what y'all heard on the podcast today, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast at. Check out the YouTube channel where I upload the video version of the live stream if you want to watch the video as well. Or on Mondays around 6 o'clock, I normally go live to do the podcast. You can tune in and watch and do it live with me. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Fitness Beginner Podcast. But until next time, y'all tune in on Monday for another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast. See y'all next week. Peace, love, protein. We out.